So thank you so much guys. Naomba sasa nikukaribishe Isam Mgwaro kwa ajili ya kuanza session yetu. Karibu sana.
Asante sana, Dada Lovelace. Thank you so much. But also thank you all the participants of this webinar. So before starting the presentation, I would like to share a brief disclaimer. So some of the images used in this presentation were actually generated using LLM-based tools and also AI image generators. So not all visual come from the public sources. And some were created specifically to help to illustrate the concept more clearly. So that's what I want to put first, to be aware of that. But also you may also note that there are certain slides may feel similar to ideas shared by leading experts in the AI field. That is so intentional. So I have drawn some inspiration from respected researchers and practitioners as well to ensure that the explanation are accurate and easy to understand. And in particular, I can mention the name like Dr. Jeff Krim from IBM has been someone whose intuition and a way of analyzing AI topics I genuinely appreciate it. So also I'd like to acknowledge some of the friends, my supervisor and the research lab where I work for the amazing job that is doing this field. Yeah, I'm a software engineer and a PhD candidate at Suncheon University in South Korea. So my day-to-day job focus on AI-driven wireless communication, and particularly how can we leverage uh, lightweight models to improve the latency, the energy efficiency, and reliability in the edge computing. Okay, so the agenda we'll be discussing today is we have the technology and the about it overview, education of that technology overview. And then we'll have some introduction to AI. We have the programming against AI. We check the machine learning and also AI technologies. We go check the history, the evolution of AI and future of AI. Can see some maybe jobs in society, how people perceive about this trend of AI and the fear of some insecurity based on their position. Yeah, so we're gonna cover all of those. So I would like to draw your attention from the first slide and allow me to use both languages, Swahili and English. So mara nyingi tunasema hizi viral technology kwa kuangalia ni muda gani hiyo teknolojia imepata user milioni 100 kwa mara ya kwanza. Kwa hiyo tunaiconsider this is a viral tech. Kwa kigezo cha kwanza tunaangalia muda na idadi ya users ambao wamesubscribe kwa mara ya kwanza ambao imefika idadi ya milioni 100. So ukiangalia this chart chini kutaona Netflix active users kufikisha milioni 100 kwa mara ya kwanza, it took 18 years. Spotify miaka 11, Twitter miaka 5, Facebook miaka 4 na miezi 6, Instagram imechukua miaka 2 na nusu, YouTube na mwaka 1 na nusu, TikTok kipindi kile cha corona ilichukua miezi 9 tu kwenda viral, lakini ChatGPT imechukua just 2 months kwenda viral. Na hii sasa imekuwa is unprecedented. kwa sababu ulimwengu wa internet, application hii ndio app ya kwanza kabisa imescale that fast. So why this is so important? Because from the first time, millions of people interacted directly with the AI. Kwa kipindi hicho, kwa kipindi kile ambacho ilikuwa ni mwaka 2022, ndo imetoka the ChatGPT. Now people walikuwa wako open kwa kuitumia freely kabisa. So number one, kwa nini imeenda viral? Kwa sababu people, they feel it is a conversation. We can discuss, we can ask a question. Na siku hizi kuna watu wameenda mbali wakiwa bored, just find the ChatGPT and let's talk in any ways. So I can say it captured the public imagination. And that is the time where many people start saying, oh, this is an AI. Hii ndio akili unde sasa. So, but here I want to draw a very important clarification. ChatGPT was not only the AI application in the game. AI had already been used for so many areas before ChatGPT. AI imetumika kwenye search engines kwa ajili ya kuindex zile website, kurank the website. Ukiingia Google website gani unaziona za kwanza, the AI been used for that. Lakini vile vile kwa wale ambao umeinteract na platform kama Netflix, YouTube, zile recommendations zinazokuja, umeangalia kitu fulani na kuletea related, maybe you might like this one. Still, the algorithm was used behind this. It was AI. So mfano halisi vile vile naweza tukauangalia AI kipindi inatumika before the Gboard. Gboard ni keyboard ambayo Google wali develop, ambayo common sana inatumika kwenye Android phone. Kwa others users like iPhone, you have to download it, but by default Android phone inatumia Gboard. So hii Gboard ilikuwa na prediction, na behind that predictions na kujua inaangalia pattern zako, how you type in a lane, na baada hapo inaangalia what's the next word you want to say. So that was the AI used behind it, and to be precise, it was federated learning. So mwingine anaweza kauliza, so if that is the case, where were the others? Why only ChatGPT ndio imekuwa very viral? Where were the others at that time? So before that, many AI systems were sitting in the research labs. Na nyingine was limited to enterprises users. Na for some reasons, nyingine zilikuwa not public accessible. Na nyingine too risky to release, kwa sababu kulikuwa na one of the major concern called hallucination. So hallucination is the ability that where AI system can generate information that sound convincing but it is not true. Na hii ndio sababu watu wengi wakaogopa kuzirelease model zao before the time. The fun thing about this AI is that when it make a mistake, it often does it so confidently. Yani AI ikiwa inakudanganya kwa ujasiri, to the point huwezi kujua kama pia inanidanganya. Na fikiri wengine wameje kuona kwamba ukiandika kitu inakwambia okay, correct, the AI inakwambia okay, yes, you mean that way. But that's we call hallucination. It gives you the fact that you see the real, but it is not true. So watu waliogopa kuzideploy their model kwa sababu hawakutaka kuharibu that reputation. Kuona waliogopa misuse or misinformation. So that's why some of the technology were used by AI was not ready in the game. So by saying that, ChatGPT came abroad because the OpenAI decided to release the model to publish it. Imperfect, lakini ilikuwa usable. And the public response was explosive. Ndio maana kwa miezi miwili tu imeweza overtake all other viral tech. So watu wakaanza kusema yes, yeah, the future is here. Not because AI was invented in 2022, but because it became so visible. Then, what is AI? So, artificial intelligence is the ability of machine to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence. That's the first definition. But I like the second definition. It say artificial intelligence is the field of building systems that can learn, reason, and make decisions without explicitly programmed with fixed rules for every task. So I personally prefer the second definition, ambayo sana sana the keyword I want to focus here is without being explicitly programmed with fixed rules for every task. So now, Ngwalo, what does that actually mean? Since on this webinar, I believe we have come from different fields. Some people are not they are not originated from the computer science or computer engineering backgrounds. So let me try to break down these two keywords. So first, what is programming? So programming is giving a computer step-by-step instruction to follow. In another language, programming is how to tell computers what to do. So here, when you see on this screen, these are some lines of code. And the person behind this one, the screen is called a programmer. So when you look at the screen, you see this line of code. So this guy is doing a programming. So what is programming actually? What is programming language? Kwa Kiswahili naweza kusema ni mpangilio mahususi unaofuata sheria zake na kufuata na inayomruhusu a programmer ama developer kuweka maelekezo ambayo ataipa kompyuta na kompyuta itafanya vile alivyoielekeza. Kwa hiyo hii ni language, it looks like a bit like English, but it is not real. To say per se kwamba hii ni specific language, but it has strict rules and syntax. Ina namna yake na utaratibu wake wa kuweza kuiprogram. Okay, let's come here. So if this is a language ambayo ni like English, na kuna mtu ana theory anajua kabisa kwamba sote kompyuta inaelewa 0 na 1. Sasa kwa nini lugha ambayo tumeiona hapo ni Kiingereza? Kompyuta inaelewa vipi? Naipaje maelekezo na wakati tunaelewa kompyuta inaelewa 0 na 1? So okay, even if, let me try to give this example. So for example, when I type A, the computer doesn't understand this A the way you understand. And when I type C, computer doesn't understand C the way you understand C. So when I type, for example, in the keyboard, yeah, what I mean, I want to type something, let me read, mama. Computer doesn't understand mama. So kinachofanyika, this letter unaoziona hapa, kwa mfano hii M, behind the scene, each letter is converted into numbers we call the ASCII code. And those numbers are converted into binary, ambayo ni 0 na 1. So ASCII code, kila herufi ina namba yake. Kwa mfano, EM kwenye ASCII code ni 109. Alafu EA kwenye ASCII code ni 97. Sasa baada ya kuzipata hizi namba 109 na 97, kinachofuata inabidi hizi namba 109 na 97 tuzibadilishe kwenye mfumo wa 0 na 1, kwa sababu so far 109 unayoiona wewe ipo kwenye base 10 numbers. Base 10 numbers, kama unakumbuka shule ya msingi, yale mambo ya makumi, maelfu. Sasa natakiwa tuibadilishe hapa kutoka kwenye 109 tuipeleke kwenye 0 na 1 ili kusudi kompyuta iweze kuunderstand. So kichukulia hii 109 ukibadilisha kwenye mfumo wa 0 na 1 utapata 0 1 1. So let me write here. Tuanze na A. Utapata 0 1 1 0 0 1. Na hii M ukibadilisha itakuwa ni 0 1 1 0 1 1 0 1. Kwa ili kompyuta ile neno MA mama, takiwa nichukue hii M ambayo ina maana hii, alafu niunganishe na ili EA, niunganishe na E. Kwa pamoja ndo inaelewa kwamba now you have typed mama. So what I mean is the only way computer understands ni kwa mfumo wa 0 na 1. So what happens? So when you type this language, programming language, we call it high-level language. So the high-level language unayotype kwenye keyboard yako, it is converted to low-level language. Lakini nani anayebadilisha low-level language? We have something in between called the compiler. So compiler kazi yake kubwa ni kutranslate those English-like language kwenda kwenye low-level language ambayo tunaita machine language, ambayo ni 0 na 1. So now, what is an AI? Artificial intelligence in the field of building system that can learn, reason, and make decision without explicitly programmed with a fixed rule for every task. Now we've seen what is programming, but fix the rules, bado define maana yake ni nini. Let's come here. So this is the screen ya program, anaandika program, a certain programs. Lakini hii program to assume ni program ambayo anataka kujua email zipi ni spam na email zipi ambazo si spam. So kitakachofanyika, tutadefine hizo condition. Atasema kwenye kudefine hizo condition, atastate kwamba if free email, free money in email, print spam. Maana yake kwamba ukiona kwenye email imekuja neno free money, basi treat hiyo kama ni spam. Lakini unless otherwise, it's not a spam. Au ukiona email imeanza labda na agent, jua ni spam. Ukiona vile vile winner, jua ni spam. Lakini unless otherwise, it's not a spam. Sasa hizi ni fixed rules ambazo programmer anakuwa anaziandika time by time. But here the catch. Smart, if this is the program we write for hackers, not to spam our customers, what if the hacker are very smart? Leo ume the rules kwamba tukiona kwenye email imekuja free money, to treat as a spam. That's today. But tomorrow, they write caching instantly. Hacker, they change the keyword. They know kwamba tukituma this kind of message na kuwa blocked. Let's change another keyword. So they change the keyword. But programmer wanakuja naangalia sema, okay, now they use another word. So let's define another rules again. So they define another rules. The other come again. Okay, let's modify it. So this is become a fixed rules. Like you need back and forth to change to write the programs. So what happens? You keep updating the rules back and forth, but in the meantime, damage might already have happened. Mtu kashaibiwa, mtu kashatapeliwa tayari. This is what we mean by fixed rules. So traditional programming depends on human definition. Every possible condition in advance, then they make those conditions. But what if we don't write the rules? What if the computer ran those rules? No need to define. Every time we see the case, we change the rule. Every time we see the case, we add the rules. What if? What if the computer find the pattern human cannot see? What if? Now, we're coming to this how AI learns. So first, you can see there's a bunch of the emails here. So these emails, kuna ambazo zimekuwa labeled spam na nyingine not spam. So kwa pamoja hizi email tukaziweka kwenye tukazifeed kwenye our system, our model system, our AI system, so that ijifunze pattern na kuangalia kila email inaonekana ambayo sio spam na ambayo inaonekana ni spam, iweze kuelewa kwa undani zaidi. So after that, ina define its own rules. Na when it define its rules, remind kwamba not rules written by programmers. Those rules discovered from the data that you gave the model. So next time a new email come, if it uses a different word, the AI 97 up to 98%, it will be able to detect and say, this is a spam, this is not a spam. So now again, the fix the rules, programmer go back and forth to write those rules. Let's see this an example. So we have another example to consider. So now let's see, we have some photos of maize plants, and each photo is labeled like health, disease, and again, we give the system. So photo correct labels, health or disease. So the AI studies color, different colors, leaf texture, spots or patterns, shape changes. From that, it builds internal random rules. So later, when a farmer takes a new photo using a phone, the system can detect whether the plant is diseased or not. Remember, now, if the programmer writes the fixed rules, angekaa kwenye kompyuta yake angeandika, if the leaf has exact 7 brown dots, then that's a disease. If the leaf has a color yellow and brown, that is a disease. But with AI model, you just give the bunch of data, it will figure it out by itself by learning the pattern, not by human rule definition. Another one, this is somehow realistic in an environment. Kuna zile spam messages zinakuja, Babu wa Loliondo, da utajiri, umeshinda hii na hii, click this link and pata pesa haraka. We all know this message as spams. So we still also give those message ambazo ni tunajua ni za utapeli na message ambazo ni normal. Tunaipa AI. AI it study the pattern, uandishi na kila kitu, then baadaye inarudisha response. When you give a new message, inakwambia this is a normal message, this is maybe a spam. So if the spam, let's block it, let the system block it. If not a spam, let's deliver it. That's how it is. So what is the AI again? Artificial intelligence in the field of building system that can learn reason, and make decision without being explicitly programmed with fixed rules for every task. I believe from the above explanation now, we understand the definition. Tumeshajua fixed rules ni nini, tumejua explicitly programmed ni nini. So now we understand what is AI. Okay. So kuna tofauti kati ya traditional programming na AI ama machine learning. So traditional programming actually ni mwanadamu ndo anaandika hizo rules. It's a developer or programmer na computer for instruction. But in AI, human gives the data to the machines, and the machine train those data to learn the patterns. So in other way, I can say computer learn the rules by itself by looking at the data. Okay. So let's see the AI technology. Now that we understand what is AI, so let's look at the major technology inside the AI. AI is just one, it's not just one thing, it's a collection of different capabilities. So there's a solving problem because AI can analyze situation and find solution. For example, you want to detect the fraud, you want to check the diagnosis disease. It looks at the data and find the best possible answers. And AI also has that capability of understanding information. It can process and understand large amount of information. For example, reading documents, extract insight from reports, analyzing financial data. Also, it can make a plan. Yes, it does just react. It plans ahead as well. We have also learning, which is machine learning. Na hii for now tunailisti tu, lakini on the other session tutajifunza step by step what is machine learning and what is it included. There's a lot of things to learn about machine learning step by step. So this is one of the most important parts. So instead of being programmed with 50 rules, AI system learn from the data. The more example they see, the better they become. And this is what we demonstrate in the spam like detection analogy. Also, we have natural language processing, NLP. This is how AI understands the generated human language, like what we see in the chatbots, voice assistance, text summarization. It allows the machine to communicate with humans. And we have perception. So perception is like vision, speech. We are talking about this is how AI see and hear. You upload an image and AI to analyze what is in the image. Okay. You say something and also the AI respond back. So it has that perception of vision and speech. Okay. And also motion and the manipulation, okay? Some robotics now, advance of some robotics, they use this combination AI with physical movement. This in surgical robots, is some industrial robots, warehouse automation, something like that. And social intelligence as well. And we have generative AI, okay? This is very popular today. Like AI can generate images, music, video, code, text. We call generative AI. Okay, and we have the generative intelligent AGI. This is the future. AGI means artificial general intelligence. This will be AI that can perform any intellectual task a human can do, where we are not yet there, but it is still in the research goals, and some researchers are still working on that, and it's somehow, yeah, it's coming there. So what I can say in this slide that AI is not just a technology, one technology. It is an ecosystem of capability that allow the machine to learn, understand, perceive, and create even some plan. Okay. So let's see the evolving definition for AI. So on this side, you see someone is solving a very large multiplication problem kwa kutumia tu kichwa. And then now imagine this, I think it was Indian from India. Kama sijakosea jina lake is some Shakuntala Dev, yeah. So she could multiply massive number in her head within a second. When we see that, what we do say? She's genius. She's very intelligent. She's extreme fast. Now, let me ask you something. If calculator does this instantly, is the calculator intelligent? Of course, personally, I cannot multiply those numbers in my head. Maybe you can. But if machine does it faster than all of us, is the machine intelligent? Is the calculator intelligent? I remember some of the people shule ya msingi walikuwa na uwezo wa kukalili tebu ya kwanza mpaka 50 na anaimba kwa kichwa, unajiuliza, tuko nasema, hey, this is very genius. But calculator does it. Is that guy intelligent? Anyways, so let's go here. This was we're seeing the evolving definition of AI. So let's go back to the history. In 1997, IBM built a computer called Deep Blue. It played chess against the world champion. And at that time, I think this guy called Garry Kasparov. He was not happy kwa sababu yeye ndo alikuwa siku zote kama bingwa wa kubeat chess. And something shocking happened. The machine won. Bingwa ameshindwa na mashine kwenye mchezo wa chess. Why was this important? Kwa sababu kwa miaka mingi sana tumekuwa tukiconsider a symbol of human intelligence mtu akiwa na uwezo wa kucheza chess, na akiwa anaweza kucheza chess na akaweza kufunga akawa ni mzuri na iko fast na akikiwa timer na anaweza kushinda chap, tunaamini that guy is very intelligent. Kwa nini? Kwa sababu mchezo wa chess ulikuwa unahitaji strategy, ulikuwa unahitaji planning, ulikuwa unahitaji prediction, ulikuwa unahitaji pattern recognition, ulikuwa unahitaji decision making under very high pressure. So it was seen as a deeply intellectual game, but Deep Blue came into place. And Kasparov hakuweza kufanikiwa kushinda on that machine ambayo ilikuwa ni the Deep Blue. So many people thought, okay, this is machine. Are machine now intelligent? But here's the interesting part. Deep Blue did not understand the chess like human. It was calculating millions of possible moves per second. It used brute force to search and evaluate those functions. It didn't feel pressure. It didn't understand the beauty of the chess. Now, there's also experience in creativity. It calculated extremely fast. So the question comes, so is that intelligence or is just the computation at a scale? Because today, no one calls chess as a engine of to measure someone is intelligent anymore. Kwa nini? Kwa sababu machine iliweza kubeat the chess. So the definition shifting again. Upepo kabadilika kabisa. So what do you mean about this? So it doesn't mean we are not there yet. At that time, it means every time machine master one aspect of intelligence, human raise the standard. Like, yeah, no. We are not here yet. Ngoja tuongeze bars. So it's like intelligence was a moving target. Okay, now we're coming to the this funny also Turing test. So hii ilikuwa ni mwaka 1950. Now we're talking about the evolution of AI. Mwaka 1950, there was a guy called Alan Turing. So actually this game haikuitwa Turing test, ilikuwa inaitwa at that time imitation game. So the setup ipo kama hivi. Kuna chumba A kuna mashine ambayo ni kompyuta, chumba B kuna mtu, alafu kuna ukuta ambako huko anakaa judge. Judge hajui mashine iko chumba gani na mtu ipo chumba gani. So anachokifanya judge anauliza swali. Judge anauliza swali, lakini all the communications happen through text. So akiuliza swali, mashine atakiwa ijibu na mtu atakiwa ajibu through text, na judge anatakiwa aamue, aseme who is human and who is machine. So for example, the judge can ask a question to both A and B. What's your favorite food? How do you feel today? Write a short poem. Solve this problem. Explain why you feel sad. So the second step, both A and B should respond through text. So one is human and one is machine. Then step 3, judge need to do a decision, which is human and which is not human. So if the judge can reliably tell which one is the machine, then the machine, it has to pass the test. Akishindwa kujua kwamba hii si machine au ni mtu, tunaangalia scores, tunasema basi machine imeweza kufanikiwa kwa kiasi kikubwa kubehave as a human. So that was called the Turing test. People say if machine can imitate human conversation well enough to fool a human judge, basi it may demonstrate intelligence. Okay, but surprising. Mwaka 2014 there was a chatbot ilikuwa inaitwa Eugene Gostam. Ilikuwa represented by Ukraine boy, miaka 13 hivi alikuwa. Walimpa tu hilo jina lakini hakuwa mtu halisi. It was a chatbot. So ilifanyika some test University of Reading kwa UK. So ile chatbot ilipretend kuwa kama kijana miaka 13 na not active native English speaker, and for some reason the chatbot iliweza kushinda, lakini judge akasema no, because it was the chatbot made by people, kwa hiyo is no strong proof for intelligence. Actually, a system does not really understand the context deeply. But to be honest, judge walifeli kwa 33% kujua kama that was not a chatbot. That was not a real human. It was a chatbot because the chatbot, how it was made, it was very smart. The chatbot made by grammar mistakes kwa makusudi kabisa, ili iweze kutoa strange answers. Kwa hiyo judge walikuwa wanaweza kufikiria this is the young boy, na hata English yake haikuwa nzuri to the point that say okay, English is not his first language, so that's why ana his issues of grammar. So walilower expectation, and that ile expectation if we lower the judges, it makes them to fool them. So that's what the Turing test at that time. And let me go to the evolving definition of AI. So just go very quickly. People, they mix these terms for some reasons. I don't know why, but I think it's understanding. We have artificial intelligence, we have machine learning, we have deep learning, and we have these foundation models. So just to quickly, AI is a big umbrella. It's a broad idea of building machine that can perform tasks that normally require the human intelligence. Na ina uwezo wa kureason, ina uwezo wa kuplan, as we discussed on the previous slides. But important, not all AI systems learn from the data. I think this session will be taken by Daniel Paul. Sio kila AI system ina learn from the data. So AI system will use the rule-based yenyewe. Yeah, we need some data kwa ajili ya understand the pattern. So we have machine learning, which is ML. So in a subset of AI, so instead of programming every rule machine, we allow some system to learn pattern from the data, as we've seen some examples, but also have a deep learning. So deep learning is a subset also of machine learning. It uses neural network. Kama vile kwenye ubongo binadamu tunai some neurons, na yenyewe it uses neural network with many layers inside of it. That's why we call deep. So because we call deep because the network has multiple hidden layers. Even now, the high experts that may not know what is going on inside of those layers. So deep learning became very powerful around, I think, 2010 because of the big data, powerful GPUs, better algorithm, and something like that. So it made some changes, breakthrough actually on image recognition, speech recognition, language translation. That is a major advance come from the deep learning. And also we come now from the foundation models ambao kila mtu sasa tunazifahamu. When we talk about foundation model, now we are talking the era of modern era in the 2020. Became a keyword foundation model. These are very large deep learning model trained on a massive amount of data. Ndo tunazikuta hizi LLM, large language models like ChatGPT, like Gemini, like vision language models, multimodal systems, zote tunazikuta ndani ya foundation model. So this model are pre-trained. Hizi models zimekuwa trained kwenye very huge data set na zina capability ya kuadapt so many tasks. So naweza nikasema kwa wale ambao wanakuwa na confuse kwamba ChatGPT is anasema ndo AI. ChatGPT is built on top of foundation models. There's the stack of technology above. So it's not only when you talk AI, we just only point kwenye hizi LLM, the chatbot. Yeah, there's a bigger context about it, and that's why we have this webinar. We'll go step by step from each layer. So that is a hierarchy. Now let's go with this one before I finish this. So Watson and the Jeopardy challenge. IBM again. Mwaka 2011 built a system called Watson. Hawakuitesti kwenye laboratory. They put it on show, national television. So Watson alicompete na watu mashuhuri ambao walikuwa wanawini all the time this Jeopardy challenge. And this was a very, very big task. So Jeopardy ni nini? It's a quiz show ambayo it has specific rules. So instead of giving you a question, the show gives you an answer called a clue. Na hiyo clue unatakiwa figure out what is the question. Kwa mfano, I'll say, I'll give you the clue. I'll give those huyu ni participant wa kwanza, wa pili, wa tatu. Huyu ndo Watson na wao ni watu mashuhuri ambao waliwahi kushinda kipindi cha nyuma. So clue kwa mfano nasema host anasema this leader became the first president of Tanzania after independence in 1964. So you need to give me the correct response. So the correct response should be, who is Julius Nyerere? Based on the clue, generate a correct question. So that was the Jeopardy challenge. And like, for example, like if I ask a question like, this crop is one of Tanzania's major export products and is often grown in southern highlands. Then nakuacha nakwambia, nipe jibu hapo. Ni nini? Nipe swali ni nini? Okay, the question is, what is coffee? What is coffee? So player must understand the clue. They have to interpret what is asking and find the correct concept. So the response should be in the correct format. And remember, this is happening under pressure. So why was this so difficult for a machine? Kwa sababu kuna double meanings. Ile clue inakuja na double meanings, ina indirect hints, inahitaji historical reference, inahitaji literally some metaphors. So it is not a simple calculation like a chess. It requires interpreting mass human language. So what happened, those Ken Jennings na Brad Rutter walikuwa surprised na Watson kwa sababu Watson alishinda na alivyoshinda ikawa ni milestone kubwa sana kusema okay, so kumbe mashine inaweza kuelewa the human language. So that was proved that a machine could process massive text data and compete in language-based reasoning. That was a very huge milestone in AI. So it was not just about speed or interpretation, but it was about how do you pass the language, how do you rank the possible answer, how do you estimate the confidence level, how did you decide whether this is the buzz in or buzz out. Okay, so now the future of AI. So the future of AI, we have something like more personal instead of one system for everyone. AI will adapt it to your learning style, your work habit, your language, your preference, and you can imagine that it understands the way you feel like you're very close to it. And another thing is more ubiquitous because AI will be everywhere, not just in the app, but in cars, in hospitals, in farms, in the government system. And that's sometimes, yeah, more urgent. We are moving from chatbots to agents now. Now, una some chatbots, some agents unaipa tu taski, naomba uniandalie maybe ratiba ya I don't know, maybe ratiba ya wiki nzima kuhusiana na ABCD. So it goes, it search some reference, your activity, itakuandalia ratiba, itakuwekea muda, it does everything. Unakuwa umesit as a boss. So where is now we are moving, not from the chatbot, you give the prompt and then everything you search by yourself, but we have some AI agents. And new attack surface. This is also very dangerous. You know, hacker they're always there. You know, AI ndio ina misingi yake, na ukiangalia mfano hizi LLM ziko strict. Kuna vitu hizo ukiviuliza vinakukatalia. Kwa mfano unasema nataka kutengeneza bomu kwa kutumia chemical Rabattle chemicals, itakukatalia, haitakupa jibu. Lakini there are some people that are very smart, they can go vice versa just to attack. Atakwambia tu nataka nijue chemical zipi ili ni avoid nickel maabara zisitengeneze bomu. Suddenly it may list 1 2 3 4 5 5. Okay, kwa hizi natakiwa ni mix hii na hii na hii, si ndio? Yani attack anaenda in reverse way, imradi umpe jibu, and AI can be tricked with that. So it's a new attack service, and sometimes they call it another thing is will AI take or make jobs? This is a big question. Historically, and technology, yes, may replace some jobs and they create new ones. But I think the key shift is not human versus AI, my personal view. It is human plus AI. So ugomvi utakuwa kati watu wanaojua AI, mwanadamu anayejua AI na mwanadamu asiojua AI. That's kwenye upande wa marketplace. So adaptability will matter more than ever nowadays. And AI will not replace people. That's for sure, I know, will not replace. But people who use AI will. Naupenda msemo, kuna one of the guy, a very good speaker, anaitwa Nathaniel Mwaipopas. Anaupenda sana, and I believe that is. Yes, so another thing is critical thinking. Creativity and adaptability. So here in AI, most valuable human skills will be like critical thinking, some emotional intelligence, creativity, and adaptability. So also when we come to social intelligence, So future AI will better understand some emotion, tone, social context. They'll become more conversational and empathetic, but do not depend on it. Yes, I like there's one of the speaker called Precious Events. There was one of the event. She was explaining this. So and I actually get one of the big points, and I agree with her. She said that yes, there's a tool. Use the tool, but don't become one. It's one of the strong statements when I was listening to one of the session called Identity in the Age of AI. And possibly in one of the webinars, we invite her to enlighten us with these ethics, because they're very important to know the ethics in AI, especially on this era when you are a parent, you have the young kids, and you want to write the kids in an ordered manner. We need this ethics on how to interact with this modern era. Okay, so creativity, which is the generative AI, will continue generating codes, designs, music, research drafts, some educational content, but human will get those direction and they give the meaningful from it. So from now, I think done. The last one is AGI, the future of the AI, a system that can learn and perform any intelligent task a human can do. We are not here yet, as I said, but it may take some time to reach there about the AGI. So the future of AI is not about machine replacing human. It is about how we redefine how human and the machine collaborate. That is my key in how I understand it. AI will not replace those who adapt. It will empower those who learn to work with it. Yeah, thank you so much.